When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's Group Therapy on 99.7 DJX.
All right, this is sort of a am I the jerk kind of a situation.
Okay.
Angie wrote to us, my husband and I drove to see his parents in Virginia for Thanksgiving. We broke the drive up in 2 days to see some sights along the way, up and back.
Sure.
We stayed at a nice budget hotel with a sweet continental breakfast. 4 hours into our day 2 drive, I whip out a banana, a bagel, and a small box of cereal for a snack. My husband asked if I stole that from the breakfast bar.
Oh.
I said no. I took these items from a breakfast that I paid for. He insisted that this is not how a continental breakfast works. He says you're only allowed to eat what you can while you're there. It's the same concept as an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Huh.
Now, my husband believes that what I did was technically stealing. What he doesn't know is that I had about 7 other items I never let him know about. I have no shame. I paid for it.
Uh-huh.
We are both firm in our beliefs, so I was curious what you guys thought. Am I the jerk for taking all that food from the continental breakfast?
All right, so you said, hey, I'm taking the side of the wife, right?
Well, yeah. I kind of think, like, there have been times we stayed in a hotel and I was still in the room. The kids went and got some breakfast. I said, hey, bring me back a couple of cartons of little milk so I can have my little shake and grab me a few things. And I kind of think it's like that. If you can grab it and eat it in your room, you're kind of grabbing it and eating it in the car. Like, I don't see that the rule is you have to stay there and eat it.
No, I think a continental breakfast, though, and this is the kind of unadopted or I guess unofficial thought that I have on a continental breakfast, is you can have it there that day. That it's got to be like that day. It's a that day sort of thing. You grab a couple things. Maybe you're running quick out to the car, so you grab a couple things and you go and you have it that day. It's not stuff to like. You don't grab handfuls of granola bars and bagels to space out over the span of 3 days or 4 days. I think you take what you need to get that day. Now, so.
But if you have left, how are they going to police that?
Well, but that's the whole like honesty thing there. And that's where the husband's all like, hey, the continental breakfast is for you to eat that day, not for you to stash away and hide like a little chipmunk. And
well, if they had little signs saying, please just take one, then okay.
Well, they don't. No, yeah.
If they don't, it's kind of like, all right, how many people took like the little shampoo and conditioner bottles, right? There are certain little things that they provide in the hotel room that I think it's perfectly fine. Like now, if they have a nice plush robe in there, you can't take that. But the little toiletries and stuff, I think it's customary. A lot of people take those. Take the little lotion bottles they give you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the toiletries, they almost expect you to take unless they have it attached to the inside of the shower, in a pump form, which, you're not going to take it then. Or
That's
you're not
a bougie hotel right there. That's not a budget hotel.
You're not going to pump a bunch of shampoo into a bottle that you've brought. No, exactly.
But they all have like the little shampoo and conditioner sets and little bars of soap and the lotions. I think it's kind of the same thing. Like the continental breakfast, they have a lot of like items that can be to go. If you're talking about like the granola bars and little boxes of cereal, I think this is where we need industry experts to chime in. People who work in the hotel industry to kind of settle this, I feel like.
All right. 502-571-9970. Like, hey, am I the jerk for taking the continental breakfast, kind of storing it away for snacks later, even days after we stayed at this budget hotel that we stayed at? My husband says it's stealing. What do you all think?
Now, I'm telling you, everybody, the Peanut Gallery chiming in on Facebook, all team wife on this one.
So there are a couple people from the industry that are chiming in, one of whom being Jennifer, who said, I worked at a hotel and technically you aren't supposed to take anything from there to eat. However, everyone does it.
And then there are a litany of people who are like, I've stayed at plenty of hotels. They literally tell you to take stuff, whatever you want. Kyle said the Hampton hotels I've stayed at for work actually have to-go bags at the front desk, and they'll always ask if I want one, even if they saw me just eat breakfast there. It's totally expected and accepted by them.
Yeah, and listen, I stay in a lot of hotels, especially when we travel for Irish dance, and when they do have continental breakfast, it's great. I, however, will, and a lot of times they do have the little paper bag there, so you can just grab some snacks and take it up to your room. And so I'll grab some snacks, take it up to my room, and they'll, the girls will have it. And, if there's any left over, then we'll have it the rest of the day.
So you're doing the same thing. I
was just like, hey, let's not do it like squirrels and store it away to have for the rest of your entire trip.
Why not?
That was my thing, because then that means you're taking a lot more than maybe you should.
Okay, so you're just saying like ration control.
Yeah, like leave some for the rest of everybody, right? It's like you're not starving. You're staying at a hotel. But
if they have tasty snacks,
you'll be okay.
Maybe you forgot to pack some. Okay. Brent said they literally will tell you to take it with you to your room, car, wherever. Your husband sounds like a Karen.
Nastasia, I think that's how you say your name. I don't think you'd misspell your own name. But yeah, Nastasia says, my sister worked for a budget hotel, and she has said a lot of times guests are charged after leaving depending on what is taken. Pillows, for example, are purchased in bulk. So they can't just order like the 1 or 2 pillows that maybe you took. So 1 or 2 pillows will essentially cost you double or triple the cost as if you were to purchase your own. Toiletries are complimentary in the little travel bottles.
Okay, well, we're talking about continental breakfast and toiletries and stuff. We're not talking about taking pillows from the hotel.
And so then she goes, continental breakfast, totally free limits to a certain extent. I mean, you should not take the entire hoard of granola, but taking a banana and a thing of cereal or just a couple of things is in the cost of what you paid for, in my opinion. So,
well, there you go.
But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, look, you're fine to maybe grab some stuff, maybe even to have it a little bit later on that day, but let's not stock the rest of your trip with snacks from the hotel that you took for days on end.
Okay, so you're saying, you can take a few things, but you have to eat it that day, and it can't be too much.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's
well, I don't think what she did in this instance is wrong.
I appreciate her saying that, look, I have a whole lot more that I haven't shown him yet. And I appreciate her candor and her bravado in her theft of the...
See, you're calling it theft again, and we're not calling it theft. We're not.
All right. I'm not saying it's thieving because, again,
It's to go.
I've taken a lot of things for continental breakfast, but I also justify it in, hey, I'm down there by myself. I've got 4 other people upstairs in the hotel room that I'm grabbing for. So
that's what I said. Maybe she has a family. I don't think that they were with her on the trip, but still, maybe where they were going, there's family.
Okay, so the majority of everybody is saying, look,
it's fine.
It's fine. You did what you can do. You did what you needed to do, and it's fine. Your husband will get over it. I'm saying maybe next time let's reduce how much you take from the continental breakfast. All right?
Okay.
All right. Can we agree to agree here?
Not steal. Yeah, but we're not labeling this as stealing.
No, I wouldn't say it was theft, but
okay.
But let's not act like you've never seen a granola bar before.
Wow, was this stuff for free? Let's get some of that. Give me one of those. Give me one of those.
Get your purse.
2 of those. All right.
All right. There you are. That's group therapy.